Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today's topic is sensory dysregulation. As you might have seen, I have made a short video that is trying to explain the basic tenets of this concept. Sensory dysregulation is basically the state when an autistic person is receiving too much sensory input from one or more sources of discomfort. This can be light. This can be the touch of a specific surface. This could be a smell or a taste, or this could be a specific sound. No, here is the thing. Some things that autistic people report about their own experiences with sensory discomfort might sound contradictory in themselves on the surface. On the one hand, you have sensory-seeking autistic people that play the same song very loud on repeat for hours. And then you have the instances when people report high discomfort from the level of noise in the background. Let me try to explain how this is possible and report on some of my own experiences. When I was young, as I already told you before, it was the 1980s. So, when we had access to music as children, it was usually over the radio or in the form of vinyl or tapes. Since these are physical items that are geared towards playing one track after the other, it was still very difficult to listen to the same song on repeat. Either you have to physically rewind the tape or reposition the needle on the vinyl. To play the song again, one of my personal workarounds for this problem was to create something that I would personally dub a monotrack mixtape. Technically, this isn't a mixtape, because it doesn't mix any tracks, but this way I could listen to the same song forever without having to physically interfere. The invention of the MP3 file format changed the world for a whole generation of autistic people. Suddenly, it was possible to play a song for hours and hours on end without having to do anything except for pressing the repeat one button. Many young adults today have never grown up with that physical obstacle of having to do something physical in order to listen to a sound or a song on repeat. They are just used to being able to do that. But imagine you are Gen X or an older millennial and wanting to listen to that one song for the entirety of, let's say, a car drive of 112 hours. How would you do that in the past? Well, in the time in between, when CDs were still a thing, you could also play that CD on one-track repeat, or you could attach your MP3 player to some outlet in the car. But before that, cars only had radios or cassette players. I was one of those people that would go to great lengths to ensure there is a possibility to play a specific song on repeat, be it by making that mixtape or by attaching a mobile CD player in the car to some output to be able to do that. But this is only about music. There are several other possible sources of discomfort that I have experienced. I never thought about this in terms of dysregulation since I didn't have a diagnosis. I just thought, well, this texture just gives me very uncomfortable feelings like itching or scratching. For instance, as a child I had these pullovers entirely made of wool, and without wearing a complete layer of comfortable clothing below that specific sweater, I would scratch myself all day long because the wool was so itchy on my skin, especially when I started to sweat. Turns out, years later, my mother told me that she has the same problem with one specific kind of wool as well, that she couldn't wear if her life depended on it. But on the other hand, my parents made me wear these sweaters even if I didn't want to, and openly expressed severe discomfort. Talk about double standards. So for me, knowing that these struggles actually had a label came as a great surprise for me because, and I know you probably heard this a gazillion times before, I thought everybody struggled with the same sensation and just pushed through it just a little bit better than I did. I think generally, I am more on the sensation-seeking side of sensory dysregulation, but I am sure I still haven't discovered all of my sensory dislikes by now. Not because I don't feel them, but because I am not good at pointing them out, even to myself. So please let me know in the comments, what is that one sensation you would do everything to avoid it? And while you are at this, please like and subscribe for more personal experiences about my autistic journey, and see you in the next one.